Good evening. Another round in the battle between the Villa Hills mayor and the police chief.
The mayor suspended longtime Chief Dan Goodenough last week and gave him until 5 o'clock today to retire. That deadline, of course, has passed, and the police chief's future will be the topic, a very hot one, when Villa Hills Council members meet at 6 o'clock tonight. Local 12's Joe Webb is following the story, joins us now live from Villa Hills with the latest developments. Joe.
Well, Curtis, Villa Hills Mayor Mike Martin has made it very clear that he wants Dan Goodenough to leave his job, and he thinks that he has the support of City Council to force him out. Tonight, the mayor of Villa Hills will present formal charges, allegations, not criminal charges, to the council in an effort to force him out. Dan Goodenough has been Villa Hills police chief for 9 years and an officer for 27. He's had repeated run-ins with Mayor Mike Martin. And the troubled relationship came to a critical point last week when Martin suspended Goodenough.
Basically gave him 7 days to decide to leave the city. And he's not going to do it.
Goodenough has hired Cincinnati employment attorneys Randy Freaking and Kelly Myers to represent him. They've only seen a draft of the charges the mayor will level against the chief.
Broadly speaking, the charges are basically mismanagement. You should have done this in your job as a chief. You should have done that. Why didn't you do this back in March of 2013?
Freaking and Myers fear the Villa Hills Council will fire the chief tonight and deny him a full hearing. They argue the law guarantees the chief a full hearing before the Civil Service Commission before he could be fired.
We hope that that won't be denied to the chief, that the charges will be seen as without merit, and he will be able to continue in his position that he's held for many years.
Mike Martin and Chief Goodenough have been at odds since the police department investigated Martin for fraud a few years ago. Now, the charges against him were eventually dropped, but he sued the city, and that lawsuit was pending when he was elected. Martin says Goodenough will get a hearing, but wouldn't say much more.
If there is some personnel issues going on, I'm not at liberty to talk. It would be really inappropriate to talk about personnel issues to anybody until things have been dealt with.
Freaking says the allegations, the ones that he's seen, are old and not worthy of firing anyone. He says the key issue is something else.
It seems, like I said before, it's all political vendetta of some sort from the mayor.
Now, Mayor Martin says the council will discuss the chief's future tonight and set a date for a full hearing. He will present those charges that are calling for the chief's dismissal. And he says that hearing will very likely be next Monday or Tuesday of next week. He says the hearing will be in front of the full city council, and he says because Chief Goodenough is a department head, in his opinion, he doesn't deserve a hearing in front of the Civil Service Commission. Now, we got to look at those allegations just a few minutes ago. We got those from the city as part of an open records request. There are 3 primary allegations against the chief. First one is mismanagement, bad record keeping that all was brought out in an state auditor's report last fall. There's a lack of supervision of the city building inspector who has been under the police chief's supervision for the last 4 years. And he's also being accused of not following direct orders from the mayor. Some of those orders, the mayor says, cost the city some overtime. So mismanagement and lack of supervision are the basis of those charges. Those will go before the Villa Hills City Council tonight with a motion from the mayor to dismiss the police chief, Dan Goodenough. Reporting live in Villa Hills, I'm Joe Webb, Local 12 News. Curtis?
This gets more and more interesting as days go by. Joe, thank you. Goodenough became Villa Hills police chief in August of 2004.